Here's a question for atheists, naturalists, skeptics, those of other faiths. Why do general relativity and quantum mechanics exhibit the exact same relational structure as genetics and epigenetics, which exhibit the exact same structure as consciousness and brain? Not two things appear in each domain, the same relational logic across independent domains with no causal connection between them. Explain this without invoking a common source. Not two things appear in each domain, the same relational logic. Asymmetric dependence and mutual constitution across independent domains with no causal connection between them. So let me show you what I mean by laying them out. So in physics, we have general relativity and quantum mechanics exhibiting asymmetric dependence. In physics, we have wave-particle exhibiting mutual constitution. In cosmology, we have entropy and negentropy exhibiting asymmetric dependence. In biology, we have genetics and epigenetics, which exhibit both logics. We have neuroscience with brain and consciousness, which exhibits mutual constitution. We have dark matter, dark energy, which exhibits mutual constitution. We have the origin of life, chemistry/information, which exhibits asymmetric dependence. Across all these domains, we have the same two logics over and over. Why is that? So we can start by ruling out some of the easy answers. It would just be a coincidence across all these independent domains. These domains have no causal connections. Quantum mechanics didn't cause DNA. It's cognitive bias. Then why do these theories that respect the twofolds make better predictions? String theory tried to eliminate the GRQM distinction for years, for decades, but it failed. Each domain just needs two explanatory principles. Then why always the same two relational logics? Why not 3, 5, or different logics in different domains? The pattern persists despite sustained attempts to eliminate it. String theory tried to eliminate the general relativity quantum mechanics distinction for decades. It failed, not because physicists are biased, but because reality resists the collapse. Reductive materialism tried to eliminate the consciousness-brain distinction. Again, it failed, because the phenomenal aspect is irreducible. In philosophy of science, when you have a pattern that occurs across independent domains, you infer a common cause. So that's not theology, that's basic explanatory practice. Why do planets orbit in ellipses? Apples fall and tides rise. The common cause is gravity. So we have the same thing here. We have a number of hypotheses. So your first could be brute fact, but this abandons the commitment to intelligibility. Second could be that it's an emergent property, but it doesn't explain recurrence across disconnected domains. Third hypothesis would be differentiated unity. This would actually explain everything. By every standard criterion for theory choice, scope, depth, parsimony, predictive power, our third hypothesis would win. This hypothesis explains the recurrence. It's all grounded in a common source. It explains the specificity. Why these two logics, not others? It's parsimonious. One principle explains multiple phenomena, and it makes predictions. New domains should exhibit the same structure. It's falsifiable. Discovery of novel relational logic would refute it. By every standard or criterion for theory choice, scope, depth, parsimony, predictive power, our third hypothesis comes out on top. Why the Christian Trinity specifically? Why not generic relational God? Why not Taoism's yin-yang? because only the Trinity instantiates the specific relational logics we observe. Asymmetric dependence, the Father begets the Son, the Spirit proceeds eternally, not vice versa. Mutual constitution, we have coherence, the Father is the Father only because he begets the Son. Each of the persons of the Trinity mutually indwell and interpenetrate each other. Taoism has complementary opposites, but no asymmetric dependence. Hegelian dialectic has progression, but synthesis eliminates prior distinctions. Hinduism's Brahman is non-dual. The Trinity uniquely fits. There's no eternal begetting in Taoism. In the Hegelian dialectic, it has no progressions. It's just thesis, antithesis, synthesis. But the synthesis eliminates prior distinctions. Hinduism's Brahman is non-dual. Distinctions are illusions. No other religious or philosophical system maps this precisely. If we look at the instance of the incarnation, Jesus Christ, in one person with two natures, fully God, fully man, the Council of Chalcedon defined it without confusion, without change, without division, without separation. That's differentiated unity in concrete form. Applying the explanatory indispensability test, we got distinctness, we got joint necessity. Only God can save, only man can represent humanity. We have irreducibility, and we have the relational logic of mutual constitution. The incarnation passes the test. Heresies fail it. Apollinarianism, where the divine logos replaces the human mind, fails distinctness. Nestorianism, where you have two separate persons, fails irreducibility, it fragments unity. Eutychianism, one blended nature, fails distinctness. Only Chalcedonian orthodoxy preserves the relational logic. Same test, same result. The pattern that refuses to go away appears not just in nature, but in the God-man himself. The pattern that refuses to go away, it's not just nature, it's not just in the Trinity, it's in the God-man himself, it's in all of his works. The same two logics at every level of reality. So here's my challenge to skeptics. You could deny that the pattern exists, but I've shown you in many instances where it's in science, where it's very much present. You can accept the pattern, but claim it needs no explanation. That would be giving up on science. You could provide a better explanation. I've compared it to brute fact, emergentism, monism, dualism. The Trinity wins on every metric. If you have a better explanation, I genuinely want to hear it. I don't like just that conclusion is an argument. Show me where the reasoning fails. What I've presented isn't an argument from ignorance. We don't understand X, therefore God. This is an argument from what we do know, knowledge we do have. So we understand these domains very well, and they all exhibit the same deep structure. That structure is best explained by a differentiated unity, and the Trinity is the most coherent instantiation of differentiated unity available. If you're a non-Christian who takes science seriously, you do need an answer. Why does reality exhibit pervasive relational twofoldness, instantiating exactly two relational logics across causally independent domains? I've given you my answer. What's yours?